me show you guys the secret for the best carne asada of your life. And I'm not even kidding. Don't know what that cut was, but anything thinly sliced with fat, you'll be good. Anyways, we're gonna begin by marinating our meat, and we're gonna season till we're sneezing. Mind you, most of my seasonings have little to no salt because I'm a control freak, and even the salt I need to control. But I do season in layers, and I like using Sazon Total. The Winco lemon pepper, bomb. By the way, guys, that is thinly sliced Dios mío. I'm also using all adobo, which is adobo, and Dos Pendejos seasoning, which is a little spicy. To my blender, I add a quarter piece of onion, about 4 garlic cloves, and then I blend it with lemon juice, orange juice, and peppercorns. Now we're gonna add half a beer. The other half, I'll drink it. If I don't stay hydrated, I get headaches, so I'm sorry. And I mix everything together, make sure everything's fully incorporated, cover it up, and stick it in my fridge overnight, or for 5 hours is fine. Now we're gonna sear our meat. Not gonna cook it all the way through. I'm literally just putting color. In a big pot, I have bacon fat, chorizo fat, and some lard. We're gonna pile all the meat into the fat, letting it simmer in its own juices and all the mixture of fats, making the meat super tender, super juicy, and tasty. It's not gonna feel like you're chewing on a shoe or rubber band. I cover it and let it simmer on the lowest setting for about an hour. Kind of as if you're making carnitas. It's even gonna pick up color. Once it's ready, I just pull it out and start chopping it into little pieces and then start making whatever it is that I'm making. Try this recipe and I promise you no more rubbery meat again. That's it, guys. Hope you like this recipe. Bye! Packing lunch for my husband and his coworkers. So it is about that time again, and I decided to surprise my husband and his coworkers with lunch. They wanted me to pick up pizza, pasta, and a lava cake, and by the end of this video, I regret not doing that. I really hope I pulled this off because it was freaking hard. So for their pizza, I decided to make them a chile verde pizza. For the sauce, I'm just gonna use the sauce of the chile verde, and I'm just gonna smear it all over my crust. Then I load it up with lots of mozzarella cheese. Then I load it up with lots of chile verde meat. I made sure that I covered everything with the chile verde. Then I added some more cheese. Half of the pizza, I'm gonna put some jalapenos and some burning bajo hot sauce. I stick it in my oven at 475 degrees for about 7 minutes. As soon as it comes out, I hit it with a little bit of onion and cilantro. I was so determined to make this shit work that I even bought a pizza box from Winco. And it's only 4 of them, so I know it's more than enough food. I also made them a small pepperoni and jalapeno pizza because I know that's my husband's favorite, and he's probably gonna eat most of it. And for dipping, they're getting more burning bajo hot sauce and some ranch. Now for the pasta, I decided to make them stuffed shells. I stuffed them with a creamy ricotta filling with cheese and spinach, and then I drizzled a meaty ragu sauce all over them. I loaded them up with lots of mozzarella and Parmesan cheese, and I actually made 2 of these casseroles. I covered them up with a sheet of foil and then stuck them in my oven for 25 minutes at 375 degrees. I let them cool off before even thinking about touching these because they were hot. And then I took it out the casserole dish and put it in my phone box because I'm almost sure I would have never seen those dishes ever again. Now for the lava cakes, I just made them individual lava cakes, and I use a chipahoy cookie as a crust. Then I just dust them with a little bit of powdered sugar. This time I did write him a note just to let him know how much I love him. Now they didn't tell me to pick up drinks, but I did make them a banana strawberry horchata. And that's it, guys. I almost didn't make it on time, but I did. I loaded everything up in my truck and I dropped it off during lunchtime. Bye! Let's pack today's lunchbox for my cousin and her coworkers and my followers. Today I made them Big Papa carne asada fried burritos. I begin by melting the cheese on the tortilla, then I add some rice, the carne asada, some fresh pico de gallo, a little bit of nacho cheese, some avocado sauce, sour cream, and then 2 handfuls of fries. Then I roll them up, make sure it don't bust in my face because they were huge. They had the option between a normal carne asada fried burrito or a hot Cheeto carne asada fried burrito. And that one basically just had the carne asada, some cheese, some nacho cheese, lots of fries, and some hot Cheetos. Oh, and more nacho cheese. Now, these burritos were huge. Like, butter up my buns huge. Then I wrapped them up in some parchment paper, and now let me cut them in half so you can see what they look like. This is exactly the reason why I call them Big Papa burritos. I'm also gonna put some mild burning boho hot sauce in these small little containers. Now, I'm gonna put everything in their phone box along with 2 little hot sauces for them because that's what they asked for. Today, they had the option between a soda or a regular strawberry water, and this time they chose both. Today, we had about 30 of these orders. Now, I just get everything ready for her and she comes and picks up during lunchtime. Bye! Let's pack today's lunchbox for my cousin and her coworkers and my followers. Today, I made them flautas ahogadas de birria. Today's a very special day because it's one of my followers' birthday. Her sister reached out to me and said she wanted to surprise her sister with one of my meals for her birthday. And in our culture, birria is a party food. food, so what better way to celebrate? I cut up all my meat and then warm up my tortillas in the microwave. Then I began to stuff all of my tortillas with the birria meat and with Monterey Jack cheese. Then I rolled them up and then took them to my grease to fry and crisp on both sides. I am adding the grease of the birria to my oil so they can give my flautas a different color. Now, while my flautas were draining, I got all the fixings ready for the consomme, which is onion, cilantro, limes, and some Mexican burning boho hot sauce, also known as chili oil. Now I'm just gonna get everything ready in their foam box. They're gonna get 4 flautas, and here I am trying to show you the inside of this one, but I think that one had too much meat. I'm just gonna drizzle some sour cream and some queso fresco and a little bit more onion and cilantro. We want that breath to be punching and kicking on their way back home. I'm also adding the fixings to the consomme inside the foam box, and they're gonna get a side of red Mexican rice and a side of refried beans. And since they are coming from far away, I'm gonna add a fork into their foam box just in case they want to stop and eat at the park. They have something to eat it with. And this is the famous consomme that's gonna go drenched all over the flautas. For their drink, they're getting a banana cinnamon agua fresca. I did say I was gonna make her some peaches and cream agua fresca, but my kid got to all the peaches and bit every single one of them. And what's a birthday surprise without a birthday cake? So my kids and I decided to pick her up a little birthday cake to surprise her. We also got her some happy birthday candles to decorate her cake. Look at how cute. And that's it, guys. I'm just gonna get everything ready for everyone, their consommes, their drinks, and they come and pick up during lunchtime. Happy birthday, Emma. Bye. Let me show you guys how I make my arroz con gandules. First, I cube up a ham steak. In my pan with a little bit of oil, we're gonna fry up a couple tablespoons of sofrito and a garlic clove. And this is the sofrito that I'm using. And I added my ham cubes, and you can use a little less, but I like ham. And you season it up using adobo and sazon. This is the brand that I'm using. I'm also gonna put in here half a pack of ham flavoring. You're probably gonna think that this rice has a lot of condiments. It does, but don't question it, just do it. We're gonna add half a can of tomato sauce, a whole can of gandules, juice and all. If you don't like the juice, drain it. Your kitchen, your choice. And about 2 tablespoons of alcaparrado. I'm gonna use more because I love this. Again, your kitchen, your choice. Then I mix everything up and add 2 cups of washed jasmine rice. I'm actually not Puerto Rican, I'm Mexican, but my uncle married a Puerto Rican and she would always make arroz con gandules for Christmas. So this right here is like my childhood. I also don't use the same ratio we use as making Mexican rice. They literally measure the water by the way your spoon stands. If it stands, then you're good in water. They also let the water evaporate before covering it up, but I tried doing that many times and it doesn't work. So I just let it come to a boil, cover it up, simmer on low for about 25 minutes, and I do not open that cap. After 25 minutes, I fluff up the rice a little bit and it's ready. And that's it, guys. Hope you like this recipe. Bye. Let me show you guys a quick recipe idea, especially for those teenagers who come home starving like Marvin because their parents are still at work. I'm going to show you guys what to make with your mama's chicken. She has the frosting in the fridge. We're making chicken tenders, like literally making them from breast because chicken tenders are way too overpriced. Anyways, with your chicken breast, you're going to cut up chicken strips. Don't make them too thick or they're harder to cook. And you're going to season them up with whatever seasoning your mama has in the pantry. Now, if you like spiciness, you can also add some hot sauce, but you don't have to. And who has buttermilk just sitting in the fridge? Probably nobody, but if you have some, add it to the chicken. And if you don't, just use whole milk and vinegar and you have buttermilk. Then you just marinate the chicken for at least 2 hours in the fridge, guys. For the coating, you're going to use half a cup of flour and half a cup of cornstarch. The cornstarch is going to make your chicken nice and crispy. Season them up with the same seasonings you marinated your chicken. Then you coat the chicken tenders and carefully put it in the hot grease without burning yourself. Let them get nice and crispy on both sides and then you drain them. Now you can easily just eat your chicken tenders like this, but we're extra and we're going to turn these into some ranch buffalo chicken wraps. Add some ranch to your wrap, add your veggies of choice, your chicken, and then some buffalo sauce. Split it up and you got lunch. And there you have it, guys. Hope you like this recipe. Bye. Hey.